Hello and welcome back to Indeed Crit, playing Earthdawn 4th edition. We have been playing the Legends of Barsaive introductory campaign. My name is Damien Humphreys and I am the Games Master, and I'm joined by my usual crew.
Hi, my name's Ian and I'm playing a Mindy Lell, a Windling Beastmaster.
Hi, my name's Kieran and I'm playing Thor Brimstone, a human elementalist.
Hi, I'm Phil, and today I'm playing Thorndor, a dwarven nethermancer.
Hi, I'm Luke Hindmarsh. I'm playing the Obsidian Ashulian, a weaponsmith.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been a few real-time weeks since our last session because of various life things happening. So yeah, thank you for joining me again. Thanks for anybody watching for joining us back on this journey. If you haven't caught what we've already done so far, then there'll be a little box and there'll be links to the rest of this campaign and our other live play stuff as well. So please do check that out. So a recap: we have been playing the Legends of Barsaive campaign. We have gone through, I think we're on the 3rd adventure in that series. There's been various shenanigans with magical masks making people mad, and 5 pieces of a map that went missing, that are still missing, but the party at least found out who was behind that. And their latest adventure has been to track down what has been happening in and around Haven with a couple of disappearances. So they were approached by a woman purporting to be the niece of a woman who'd gone missing from the local almshouse, the poorhouse. A woman named Drucilla. Her aunt Gemma was missing, and kind of the investigation led to the almshouse, and then discovering that somebody else was. So Egil, one of their friends from one of the adventuring companies, the Strongest Arm, was outside the almshouse looking very angry. A friend of his had also disappeared, a dwarf named Hurus, a one-armed dwarf. Investigations in the almshouse, an interview with the headmaster of said almshouse, a human named Belleron. A little bit of leaning on him, a little bit of persuasion, a little bit of reminding how you'd saved him from a rather angry orc that he was cheating at cards on the road to Haven some weeks ago. And he revealed that he'd been bribed to give interviews to these people, to one of the deputies of Haven, one of Torgak's deputies, an orc named Grizz Goldeye. And the interview had gone ahead. The missing people had packed up immediately afterwards and hadn't been seen since. He tried to investigate and got a very strong pushback from Grizz, telling him to mind his own business. He was in a bit of a flap about it. He knows that what he did was wrong, but he's also just now concerned for the safety of these people. Party then went to the Restless Troll to try and interview Grizz. Grizz wasn't there, but some of his sidekicks were. Some of his troll lackeys were there. Waited for them to get good and drunk, followed them to where they were meeting Grizz. They'd already said they were meeting the boss later that evening. Followed them to the meeting with Grizz. Grizz spotted the party and immediately leapt over the wall and ran off into the Smalls, which is the area of Parlength right next to Haven. A chase ensued, with the party pursuing Grizz through various obstacles through the streets of the Smalls, until tracking him down to a hideout, which he banged on the door of, was let in, and there were 3 cadaver men inside, undead people, one of whom was a one-armed dwarf. A fight took place, the party prevailed and dispatched all the cadaver men, and indeed Grizz. Have returned to Haven with Grizz's head and the body of the one-armed dwarven cadaver man. Also, throughout this time, they've been approached by Archianna Smoothskin, who was once the representative of the AUE, which I think I've got right for the first time in this campaign so far, the Association of Unaffiliated Explorers, Give myself a pat on the head for that. Who was also interested in the disappearances and wanted you to bring any information to her before taking it to Drucilla, who she told you was actually Mirthful Dru, who is a very good friend of Torgak's nephew Rugash, and is kind of an enforcer for Torgak. So what you have done is you've come back to Haven in the wee small hours of the morning with, said head and body, and decided to bring all the parties together to essentially lay out what you found and what's been going on. And we left last session with the decision that Ashulian was going to stay with the remains, and the other three were going to go off and get the various other interested parties. So I think, Mindilel, you were going to go off and get Egil, if I remember rightly. From
Egil the Troll.
Yep. Sol, you were going to go and get Drucilla, aka Mirthful Dru, who should be waiting for you at the Restless Troll, which it's a bit early in the morning, but the troll sometimes never closes, so you should be able to find her there. And Thorndor, you were going to go and find Archianna Smoothskin by talking to one of her lackeys that she said would be waiting by the map wall.
Just a clarification about Ashulian's location. It isn't where we fought the...
No, yeah. No, you've come all the way back. You said you were like literally just the other side of the wall into the smalls from Haven.
Yeah, just a small abandoned building kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Panic over.
So, Ashulian, I mean, your time passes quietly while you're waiting. It's very early in the morning. I don't know if there's anything you wish to do. You've done a couple of recovery tests.
I've got 2 more remaining. I wouldn't mind being able to do another one.
Yeah, so you'll have an hour to do another one. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'll do that.
So go ahead and do that. Because you had taken a bit of a beating.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
I think that's automatically updated.
Yeah, it should automatically go on if you've done it through the recovery test, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we will go with... Let's go with Mindilel first. Going to see Egil. So you head over to Trident Keep, which is the headquarters of Strongest Arm. You've been there before. You went there at the end of the last mission to address all of the leaders of the adventuring companies. Again, Trident Keep is one of those places that never quite sleeps. There's always somebody up and training, or somebody up and doing something for the upkeep of the keep and the training grounds. A couple of guards at the gate as you approach, a human and an orc. Morning. It's Mindilel, is it?
I'm here to see Egil.
Oh, well, it's quite early for Egil.
He'll want to see me.
Okay, if you're sure he'll want to be woken up.
He will.
And there's a brief argument between the two of them as to which of them's going to go and wake up Egil.
I'll wake him. Put me through.
It's all right. We'll go and get him. It's all, we can go and get him. And the orc eventually loses and goes off to get Egil. Short time later, you are led into the kind of main common area, the kind of barracks, mess hall, for want of a better word. It's a few early morning cooks baking some bread and kind of getting stuff ready for the morning meal. And Egil sitting, looking bleary-eyed, a little disgruntled. In a rather tattered dressing gown.
A troll with a hangover. Just what I need. Myself and Per the Zoac will flutter over.
Yeah, they said it was you.
Need to speak to you, Egil.
Go on then.
You awake enough?
And he's got like a brew of some crushed up dark beam that has obviously got some kind of caffeinated element to it.
Got some bad news, Egil.
Oh, not only do you wake me up with bad news. Go on then, what is it?
I'm afraid we found your one-armed friend, and I'm afraid he wasn't okay. There was... It was worse than that. He was kind of not quite dead, but he'd stopped being alive. And so we had to kind of make him and some others like properly dead, because he clearly wasn't alive. It was very confusing.
He wasn't quite dead, so you killed him.
We helped him to become dead because somebody had killed him first and then done some bad magic to make him like animated, some kind of that's the word. That's what the others had called it. Really sorry. There was some nasty bad stuff in this cave with this shrine of other bad stuff, and it was just all very bad. But we've got his body if you'd like to arrange some kind of funeral. And we've also got the head of Grizz Goldeye, who was very much involved. And I'll lean back.
He leans forward. Grizz Goldeye, as in Torgax, one of Torgax's deputies, Grizz Goldeye.
I will absolutely make any kind of test you want to not choke on the morning breath of a troll.
It's pretty strong, but you managed to, yeah.
One tries one's best. Afraid so it was him. We're not sure if he was under the fluence, or if there was something, some kind of plot or machinations, but he was up to his armpits, and they're very big armpits. And he put up a fight, in with his other cadaver men, and we had to kill him.
All right.
We got his head.
He downs the rest of his drink. Okay. Take it. You haven't got him here, have you?
No. We kept him all the bits. We're gonna get the bad woman. She called herself Drucilla, but she's really Mirthful Dru. We're gonna get her along, and then spring a trap on her. So if you could come along, the sooner the better, to make sure that we spring a trap, because we want to challenge her with all of this.
Why are you springing a trap for Mirthful Dru?
Because she tried. You see, there was other cadavery things, and she tried to get us to find the body of what was she pretended to be her aunt, but it's no aunt. So we wanna see what her expression is when we show her our findings and Grizz, and it would be helpful for you to come and witness this, Egil.
I'll come and I'll collect Curus, make Thistonius look over him, and yeah, make the arrangements from there. Did he have his ring still?
I don't know. I can't remember. Did he?
None of you check.
No, I don't know. We didn't do anything with the bodies, Egil. We wanted to, kind of out of respect. Perhaps that might be something you could look for, because you were his friend and you were somebody that cared for him.
All right, lead on then, Littlin.
Do you want to put some pants on? The robe.
Oh yeah.
Just pull it together.
Give me 5 minutes, and then we'll go.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he goes and gets dressed, puts the necessaries away, comes back way more respectable.
That we like.
So we'll move over to Thorndor, who is going to see Archianna. Yes.
Yes.
Approaching the map wall, there's the two orcs that you saw with Archianna earlier. leaning up against the mat wall. One's smoking a pipe, the other one's very badly whistling a tune. You know, and that kind of we're here trying to be nonchalant kind of thing, kind of way that people who are absolutely not being nonchalant do.
You blend right in. I admire that.
Oh yeah, about as well as you, I think. Morning.
I ain't got my mask on. Morning to you too.
What can we do for you? Sorry?
Is she about?
Yeah.
Archianna?
Yeah, I can get her.
Yeah.
She's probably asleep, but I can wake her up.
She'll want to wake for this.
Yeah, she said she'd want to be woken up if you came back. Wanders off and comes back a short while later with Archianna in tow, who doesn't look dishevelled or mourning-like at all. Looks as good as she looked the night before. Totally together, totally awake. Not well dressed, but serviceably dressed in, you know, decent armor, a sword, looking like a sword master at their most alert. Ah, morning.
These things, my
Thorndor,
lady.
was it?
That's right, Thorndor.
And you have something to report?
Yes. I look around, make sure we're relatively alone.
Yeah, there's hardly anybody about on the streets at this time.
We may have found that Torgak's people are up to something, and we think you'd want to see this.
Indeed. And have you spoken to Dru?
Nope. Someone else is going to fetch her, and we're going to bring her to see the body. But one of the bodies we're bringing her to see will be Grizz Goldeye's head.
Oh, this should be great fun. Yes,
I thought
yes.
you wouldn't want to miss this.
Oh, splendid. Splendid. And before breakfast as well. Thank you. Oh, shall we?
Always.
She motions to one of the guards who stays there, and the other lackey comes with her. As you head off back to the rendezvous. She's smiling a lot. She's very happy with this news. Which brings us to Sol and Mirthful Dru. Pushing through the doors of the Restless Troll this hour of the morning. There's a couple of people that may have only just got up, might be having breakfast, perhaps going out adventuring, or maybe having to get to work somewhere else in the town early on. There's a few people who definitely have not been to bed yet. You know, couple of humans slumped over a table fast asleep. Tylia is not on duty at this point. There's an unknown to Scrang working behind the bar at the moment. And seated in the booth where you met her before is Drucilla, aka Mirthful Dru.
Okay. So I'm just gonna maintain the ruse and just come over. Hi Drucilla, my hood is up. I'm trying to feed into the deception and not make eye contact. I think Sol's feeling a bit guilty or a bit concerned about lying, so trying to avoid eye contact and just maintain mysterious with his hood up over his eyes.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a... Let's see what you've got. Be an unmodified charisma roll. Where's she gone? Where has she gone? Oh, maybe I haven't actually used a character sheet yet. What did you get anyway? A 6.
You got
okay.
6, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yep, she doesn't look suspicious of your trying to not act suspicious.
That's awesome.
Morning, Sol, was it?
Yes, yes.
Any
apologies.
news of my dear aunt?
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, she's not well and alive. You're going to want to come and see this. We found her corpse. Please come.
Oh, okay. Yes. This is very sad. Did you find out what happened to her?
We're not 100% sure. But my ears have some suspicions. So if you would come with me, I appreciate this is a very sensitive time for you. I do not want to delay in reuniting you with your aunt so that you can maybe able to conduct what rites and rituals are proper in these parts in your traditions. And so I'll just kind of puts his hands over her hands to try and sort of convince her that he is mournful.
I thank you for your consideration, Sol. Yes, let's go. So have you brought her back?
Bag. I've not got it with me, but I believe it.
Have you brought her back? Sorry.
Oh yes. She's with us. She's not too far from here. Where is she then? I've forgotten where.
Just over the wall into the stalls. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I tell her that.
Please then, lead on. Yes.
Mm.
And she rises, follows you out of the inn, and you all converge on the rendezvous. So are you aiming to arrive at certain intervals? Are you aiming to arrive, or just when you arrive? Because probably it would be Drucilla who would get there first, unless you engineered it another way.
We'd probably want her there last, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get Egil there sooner rather than later to kind of witness whatever may happen next. Knowing,
whatever order
knowing,
you want them to arrive in is cool.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll
put
rush
the
Egil along and kind of, come on, hurry up.
Yeah, we would want Drucilla to be last, and we would have discussed this before.
Yeah.
Parting on separate.
Yeah, I'm absolutely good with that. So Mindy Lel and Egil arrive first. Julian, there is a coded knock at the door.
Mm-hmm. Open it. You rang. I mean, knocked. Greetings, Egil. My apologies.
Egil stoops to get into the door, much as you had to do, Julian.
Let's get him in.
I'm very sorry about your friend. I dispatched him as swiftly as I could. Once it was obvious he could not be saved.
So how is the body just laid out on the floor? Is he covered? Is he
covered loosely? Yeah, I've wrapped him up, but not covered his face, because it's important that it's seen.
Yeah. Egil nods to you as he comes past. He doesn't ignore you, but he nods to you as he comes past and takes a knee next to Curus's body. Takes his departed friend's face in his hands. There's a murmured prayer to Thistonius, who is the passion of strength and warriors. And then a silent moment as Egil, and this is really quite a touching, beautiful moment. You know, this big, tough troll, Sky Raider, who's kind of, he's all big and tough and brash, clever and erudite, but nonetheless puts on this air of being this big, tough, like angry troll Sky Raider. plays into the stereotype. And there's this touching scene where he's communing with his dead friend, where he's clearly very, very distraught over what's happened to his erstwhile comrade. And he looks up at you with his eyes not quite tearing up, but certainly wetter than they were when he came in.
Bless him.
Thank you, my friends, for returning his remains to me and for finding out what happened to him. I know that cadaver men can exist for a long time, and they can sometimes seem like themselves, but they all go mad in the end. And this is not what he would have wanted for himself. I know that's not the existence he would have wanted for himself. He would have wanted a warrior's death, which is what you've given him. So I thank you, and on behalf of his family, I thank you. And he uncovers Eurus slightly, unwraps him slightly, and looks for the ring on Eurus's remaining hand, which is there. It's a large gold ring with 2 rubies with small diamonds set between them. I will return this to his family, and if you come to Strongest Arm later on today, I will give you all the agreed upon payment. 250 Tavs each, I believe it was.
Thank you.
So what happened? Was this Twiceborn's territory? So Twiceborn is the Queen of the Dead. You've heard of Twiceborn. She's a cadaver man that rules in the Eastern Catacombs. A large, nobody knows quite how large, civilization of cadaver men.
We did not see any sign of that, but there was a hole in the ground where some ritual had been done. Maybe. We are not sure. But this had obviously... someone had led people there.
And
this one. And I hold up Grizz Goldeye's head. A head which I've been holding just by whatever its hair or whatever since I haven't put it down at any point. It's just...
almost noticing Grizz's severed head for the first time. Yeah, Mindy Lowe said something about Grizz's involvement. That's a surprise, if I'm being honest. Do you think Torgak's involved?
I turn and look at Grizz Goldeye's eyes. He does look surprised. There's one way to find out. But the others do not want me to go on bang on Torgak's door.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll stay and you're bringing. Mindy Lowe said you're bringing Drucilla here. Mirthful Dru here as well. Well,
Yes.
I'll stay and see what she has to say for herself.
It will be interesting.
And he then turns back to Eurus and wraps the body up and covers the face. And just sits down next to him, waiting. Doesn't have to wait very long. There is another coded knock at the door. This time the knock sounds like Thorndor.
Enter Thorndor.
Greetings, Australian. I see you still haven't put your friend down yet.
He has very funny coloured eyes.
They look better dead. I believe you remember our other guest.
Archianna comes in with her orc lackey It's starting to get a little crowded in here now. It's not a very big building. And despite one of you being a windling, there's a troll, an obsidian man, 2 orcs, are taking up quite a lot of the space. Archianna, greetings, Ashulian, Mindilel, Egil. I did not expect to see you here. Egil looks up and smiles for the first time this morning. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. When does Drew get here?
In about, soon. Sol would be.
Take out my mask while this is going on and put my mask on ready.
Mindilel, Thorndor kind of filled me in on what's been going on. I see you've got some of Grizz there.
It's his head?
Yes.
He's been leading people to a house in the Smalls. There were signs of arcane rituals, the creation of a cadaver man.
Creation?
From what I could tell, the ritual seemed incomplete, like it wouldn't have worked, but where else do they come from? There's a mystery that remains to be.
There's a big cave. Big cave.
How far into the Smalls was this? Was this Twispawn's territory?
No.
And you know that you weren't as far into the Smalls as Twispawn's, the entry to Twispawn's territory is.
We saw Goldeye knock, and they knew him, and they said, "Why have you brought him here?" He was known to them.
Well, this is quite worrying. Whether Torgak's involved or not, it's quite worrying. I mean, as far as I know, there's no reason for Twispawn to move any outposts closer to Haven. We've been at peace for a long time. The truce has held rather well. She has been trustworthy all these years, which is a strange thing to say about somebody who's dead.
It's been a strange day.
Yes.
Find the dead to be particularly trustworthy.
Spoken like a true Nethermancer, Thorndor. Well, let's see what Drucilla has to say for herself, shall we, when she arrives? And Archianna moves to a more shadowed corner of the room. She's not really hidden, but not kind of in your face as soon as you walk through the door.
I can take up lots of space, if you like, and people can stand behind me.
Yeah, so she moves to a corner behind you.
I also will tuck the head out sort of behind me so it's not immediately obvious.
You have
As
your
anyone else
axe
wants.
shooting.
By this point.
Yeah.
You have your axe shooting.
Oh, yes. Why, you think I should hold that?
It may become useful.
Does anyone want to hold Grizz Pisseye?
I'll take the head.
Ah.
I'll wrap it in my furs.
Very aptly thematic. I'm not here.
And third coded knock at the door. Knocking in the
Marvellous.
voice of Soul Brimstone.
Mm.
This is the bit where
The soul.
you've got the wrong one. Yes, who is it? No, I yes,
It is
come
I,
in.
Soul Brimstone, with Drucilla.
You are welcome, Soul Brimstone. And I open the door. Ah, Drucilla, please come in. I am so sorry.
She comes in with her head bowed. I thank you for
Close the door.
finding out what has happened to my dear aunt. And then she looks up and she sees all of you. She sees Egil next to a corpse on the floor. A look of confusion over her face. just for a moment, just a fleeting moment of confusion, almost panic, which is then very quickly switched off, and her features become smooth again. I wasn't expecting anyone else to be here.
Yeah. And Sol kind of
What-
saunters in front of her, and then kind of double turns, rotates, and drops his hood and goes, "Oh, that shouldn't be a problem, should it, Drucilla? Did you not want to mourn your dead aunt, or should I say, Myrtle? Did you not want to, Mirthful Dru? Did you not want to mourn your dead aunt?" And his eyes are glaring now. He's taken off
I
his
see
hood.
you've discovered my identity.
Yes,
It was a little ruse to play, for political reasons. Had
For
you
what end?
had you worked it out sooner, to try and distance Torgak away from what we think has been happening.
Which is
What do you think's been happening?
Well, we suspected that one of his deputies was involved in these disappearances, and
You
Torgak had
weren't
asked me to investigate and to hire a team to investigate.
Would this be the deputy? And I just throw the head at her feet.
Well,
Yeah, that's him. it was Chris Connor. She's completely unfazed by the. You've heard rumours. You were told that she has only a few weeks ago killed somebody in the Restless Troll over an argument. So she has got no compunction about headless bodies at all. Yeah, yes, that's him. Did you have the rest of him, or was it just that?
we only took the interesting part. He has eyes that are very yellow.
Yes, the gold eye. I think his parents were a bit optimistic on the shade of yellow that his eyes are. Sorry, were. They're more like, those holes in the snow that you find in the morning outside the Restless Troll. Yes. He had a different nickname, shall we say, amongst the other deputies. And so he was. What was he doing? Why did he disappear? These people. I'm assuming. And she looks at Egil. I'm assuming you found Curus. I know that Egil was looking for his friend who disappeared. Curus in the same place?
He was making... Thorndor. Do you want to explain what they were?
They were cadaver men.
Yes.
They knew they knew Chris Gold Eye.
He went to them for protection. He was part of their plans.
And Zemma was a cadaver person as well. Sorry, I said Gemma earlier, it's Zemma. It's my apologies.
For a little while.
What interesting
thank you.
things they said.
Thank you for bringing this to me. I'm sure Egil, you will be discreet in this matter. I'm sure this needs to go no further than the rest of us. I will obviously give you a bonus if you keep this between us. At which point, there's a cough from behind the Shulin.
Oh, I beg your pardon, and I stepped slightly to one side, ushering Smoothskin past, plonking my axe down behind her. Donk.
Again, a fleeting moment of absolute rage in Dru's eyes, which is then, again, covered over very quickly, but just that fleeting flash of anger from her eyes. Oh, I see. You've told How many people have you told the whole of Haven by this point?
We hired.
Is there
a
anybody who
coroner.
doesn't know?
Just us. We told us.
Archianna, can I request your discretion in this matter? Archianna just raises an eyebrow. Concessions would come with... discretion would come with concessions, I feel. What would we want? What would we want? How about elections? If elections are held within the next month, this goes no further. Can I get agreement from everybody in the room? If Mirthful Dru can convince Torgak to hold elections in the next month, we can keep quiet until then.
Absolutely, I bear witness.
This is what might be called a political solution.
Mm.
I
Barely.
believe
Yes.
my friend Ashulian and I would like to find whoever makes cadaver men. I believe I can speak with us both, and we would like to do something messy and permanent.
I find I quite like having a collection of heads of evildoers.
So with that in addition, we will keep our silence, if you aid us in that.
So Mirthful Dru looks down for a moment of an obvious thought. Well, and she drops the accent. She drops the well-spoken accent. Well, I guess that well, I don't know if I can get Torgak to hold elections or not. I don't really have that much control over him. I can certainly suggest it. I can pass on what you found out and suggest it and say that the AUE also know and are willing to keep it quiet. That's all I can do. You know, we came to you because we wanted to find out. We suspected that one of the deputies was involved, but we couldn't just outright go and accuse them and make it really public. So we wanted to handle it quietly. It's not been handled quite as quietly as I'd hoped, but you've made your decisions.
Have
I
we?
disagree with your decisions. Well, you've made your decisions to include Archianna here and Egil here. So you made a decision to not come and tell me straight away and first of all.
I do not
Which was-
heed words to liars.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Like I said,
You did tell us
Like
some fibs.
Like I said, you made your decisions. I made my decisions. I got no hard feelings.
Hooray!
This is doing business in Haven.
Well,
I took a gamble.
This is certainly the price of doing business in Haven, yes.
What was
Soul's
that
Arms
large
Authorities.
number of people called? We met a large number of people who were very upset.
Oh, the crowd.
What do
They
crowds
were
do when
upset.
they're angry?
Yeah,
Mutinous,
And that's-
rebellious crowd.
and that's why we wanted to keep it quiet. And yeah, so me personally, I get where you're coming from, but I also have a loyalty to Rugash and to Torgak. You know, my loyalty is something that is important to me. So I think what's happened here is, from my point of view, unfortunate. Not what I want, not the ideal outcome. But the primary thing is you managed to find out who was involved and prove that he was involved and deal with him, that's a splendid result. The political side of stuff, that's above my pay grade. That's for somebody else to sort out. I can pass on the message.
What happens if... What is difference between these elections and the crowd that were angry knowing the truth. What is difference? I do not understand. What are we agreeing to here? Someone explain it to me.
I'm not very sure. I just think everyone seems to be not killing each other, and I'm quite glad about that, because, yeah, some of these people look quite mean.
Oh, I do not think they are evil, so they do not need to meet an axe. I do think there is someone who is evil and needs to meet an axe. And perhaps
Archianna says, perhaps I can explain the difference for you. Yes, we could go and tell everybody immediately, and part of me wants to go and tell Wyatta and the crowd and get everybody stirred up immediately. What that would produce would be civil unrest, would be anger, would be fighting in the streets, would be confrontation, probably of a very physical type, between supporters of the UAE and supporters of Torgak. Essentially a civil war in the streets of Haven for control of Haven. That's really bad for business, for everybody's business, and also for a lot of people's lives.
Oh.
An election is a political solution to that. Free and fair elections, the details to be worked out, but to be overseen by independent adjudicators, independent observers, to ensure that there was not too much foul play, I suppose. I mean, free and fair is a bit of a stretch, I suppose, for anybody involved. But as free and fair as possible, shall we say. Could lead to a power shift within Haven, could lead to a different form of government and a different life for everybody, a better life for everybody.
Could lead to the same government.
It could, yes. But perhaps the same government returned on a mandate from the people. Not based on some farcical aquatic ceremony. Sorry, I couldn't stop myself.
Some wet thing, yeah.
Yes.
Moist
I
thing.
won't go any further with that.
Yes. We'll leave the Monty Python reference. Around every gaming table across the world at some point
Has
a
to
Monty
come in
Python
eventually.
reference will occur.
I can only speak for myself, but I would have no problem keeping my silence. But like Ashulian, I want to find whoever is responsible for this.
And that investigation could be carried out without an explanation as to particularly why, the ins and outs of why you're investigating. Just that you have discovered that somebody is creating cadaver men.
Agreed.
I'll help.
Yes.
Julian?
I will strike down whoever creating cadaver men. And I bend down and scoop up the head of Grizz Goldeye and look at it, look at Thorndor and sort of be like, looking at his cape and be like, this will smell soon. Can you stop it?
Okay.
Thank you, friend.
Dru says, please, may I take that back to Torgak?
I guess
No.
you would need the evidence to show Torgak that his suspicions were right about his lieutenant. We could get you another head of Julian.
I like this one. There is his body. If Torgak does not want to believe, that is Torgak's problem. Others would
The
believe.
eyes are distinctive.
Archianna says, I think we should let Dru have the head.
Good for you. My head. I take the head.
You know what they said about somebody who has too much head? Gets very sore.
And Sol, your opinion on all of this?
It does not sit, or the stench of injustice does not resonate well with my soul. I am deeply grieved that innocent blood has been shed on behalf of these political figureheads, so to speak.
Figurehead. All about the head.
Supposedly.
I
I'm
tap
more
the,
than
tap
happy.
the forehead and look at Sol and say, remember.
I'm more than happy to let things stand as they do, not cause civil unrest, as long as, and he glares directly at Myrtle, you enforce what you are able to enforce with Torgak that these elections do go ahead without fail. Let's just say, Myrtle, that your life now depends on it.
You just threatened me. Good luck with that, young'un.
And the
How
room is
about
standing.
I take the head as a show of good faith from you to Torgak
No,
that you will keep your silence for a month.
I will keep my silence if I keep my silence. I am not giving the only evidence and, shall we say, next step in finding who did this to Torgak. I do not trust you, and I will not give you the head.
Saul kind of is standing in between them both at this point.
Yeah, there's absolutely no aggression from Achillean on this, by the way.
Yeah, you know,
He's
no,
not being
yeah.
aggressive or making out like he's threatening her. He's like looking at Sol a bit like,
No.
why is he being like that?
Yeah.
Dangerous Sol.
I'm just trying to. It's not that I
Sol's
think
itching
she's
for a
being
fight by the
aggressive.
looks of it.
Apparently so.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to just diffuse the situation in a diplomatic manner, I guess. So Sol's just standing in between. He's rolling his eyes, and as we're saying this, as Sol said his initial words, glared. He gestures towards the door and gathers a gust of wind, and it kind of slams the door as if to imply that Myrtle will not be allowed to leave until he has practically promised a good outcome with Torgak. And then I look at Thorndor, the only other super magical person in the room, in a quizzical way, and I don't know if this would be in my realms of expertise, but perhaps I could equivocate a second copy if I'm able to ritualistically view the essence and composition of this head. I may, how would we say it in the common tongue, be able to duplicate it, so that Achillean may keep form of the evidence, and we may give Anu, he pauses and begrudgingly says, ally, a copy of the head. Or
So
as
no,
good
you
faith.
absolutely wouldn't be able to do that.
I would or wouldn't.
Wouldn't. No.
What if we
I
got
thought as an
some way?
elementalist I might have. Yeah.
Drew says, look, I was looking for a gesture of good faith. It's not forthcoming. I will pass the message on to Torgak without that gesture. That's all I can do.
Yes,
Okay.
that is all you can do.
There's no need for us to get into any nonsense here.
I do not think Sol is really saying that would be nonsense. He is just enjoying being able to rattle his sword thing.
Right, well, I'll go and take the message to Torgak. Here's your payment. 100 silver each was the promised payment for finding out what happened to Zemma.
Sol
She
says
was
that
not really your aunt then.
No.
Who was she?
Just a poor old lady down on her luck in Haven who was taken advantage of by this piece of shit here.
He is a piece of shit. Good
He
job,
is.
he said.
And we wanted to keep it quiet for political reasons,
Fingers on lips.
as you can understand. May not agree with, but understand at least.
Oh, I understand.
She hands Mindy Lell a pouch with 500 tabs in it, 400 tabs in it, apologies. Counted
Fantastic.
myself then as well. Yeah, the GM gets payment.
Can we say that this is quite a comical scene because Bindi Lal's size and scale means that he's
Having to flap
carrying
his
four
wings.
Yeah,
forms that are
it's quite,
quite sizable, and he's
You
using his
get
wings.
the impression that's possibly why Drew did it. She
I
nods,
mean, I'm fine with it.
she nods and smiles at all of you until it comes to Sol. So she leans towards you. You ever dream about threatening me again, I'll gut you like a fish and leave you in a stew of your own effluent. With that, she walks out the door.
He is not wealthy enough to have his own... Oh, I see. Wrong word. I think she was trying to give you a lesson in how to be threatening, Sol. She was quite
She did good. Yeah.
Was quite...
I'll
I
say
mean,
my mask
I
off
do not
at this
appreciate.
point.
I do not appreciate liars.
No.
And it really grinds my gears. I am forced to contend with one, rather.
Archianna says, well, this has turned out okay. Hopefully we'll have elections in a month, and if we don't, we'll have
I pickled head
We'll
to
have
present.
some evidence to present. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Are you determined to hang on to the head of Julian? Or should I put it in safekeeping for you?
We have other plans for it. When we are finished with those plans, you are welcome to the head.
I don't wish to know any further. Okay, well, our business is also concluded. And she hands the Julian a bag with 400 tabs in it.
Yeah. We've all got many.
And she also leaves. Egil stands up, big smile on his face. That was fun. That was fun. Well done. I don't care either way, frankly. Personally, yeah, Torgak's alright, but perhaps things need to change. Just my opinion. If you want, if and when that happens, perhaps the adventuring companies will make a decision who to back. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, pop by later on. I obviously haven't got 1,000 tabs on me right at this moment.
That is all right.
Mhm.
And he
We're sorry
picks up
for your
Eurus.
friend.
Yeah. Once
how-
again, we are sorry for your loss.
How much? We've got like 200 tabs anyway, each.
Yeah, so we'll go through it all now. So everybody exits, and you kind of make your way back, and later on go and pick up the payment from the strongest arm. So everybody in total, each person receives 450 tabs.
Mhm.
And 300 legend points.
Oh, hold on.
Just a
Better put this on
second.
a note.
5 freeze.
300 legend points, did you say?
Yeah. You all have a -1 reputation with Torgak, which I shall keep a track of. So you're all back to 0 with Torgak now.
Yeah.
But a +1 reputation with the AUE.
How much did we gain in legend points? Sorry, did you say?
300.
300.
Okay, I already had 100 left, so that's 400.
Indeed.
And then
Remember to add it to your total as well. Your total should be
Mm.
900 now, I think.
Yeah, 900. Yeah.
Sorry.
900, isn't it?
800.
800.
800, sorry. Yeah.
You said, yeah.
Oh, mine's only 500.
Yeah, because you haven't added.
Yeah, with the 300 you've got from now.
No, I mean adding that. Mine was only at 300, so I've got
How many have you spent?
500. Sorry, so 200. Yeah, alright.
What
I
was your
can't
current?
count apparently. Right, so 800 in total.
800 is your total legend points
Yeah,
so
means
far.
that I've got currently 500. Alright.
Yeah, it depends on how much you'd spent, doesn't it, previously?
And for a bit of bookkeeping, we'll say that you can get the 10% bonus from submitting your journals to the Library of Thrall as well. So that's another 80.
Legend points.
Yeah.
Very nice, thank you.
And another, 40 tabs each. Because you get 10% of your legend points and 5% of your
Fantastic.
10% in legend points, 5% in tabs.
Cool. I'm rich.
Thorndor, can you ask this head questions?
I believe so.
Perhaps I should explain. Can you ask this head questions and get it to answer?
Assuming I'm reading these spells correctly, possibly. Actually, I might need Damien's help with this. I've got experience, death, and
Experience death. That's a great spell to cast on any enemies.
I mean-
Experience death. No, please, no.
Messenger. Are either of those useful for this?
So experience death means you get to experience how somebody died.
Yeah, which might tell me like who was there when this person was killed. Yeah.
Well, you
I
know who
chopped
was
his
there when
head.
he was killed because it was you.
Yeah, but he died before that, didn't he? He died a previous time.
Not this one.
Oh, Torgak. Yeah.
No.
Don't
He, piss
You've got
eye.
any?
Grizz was not dead until we killed
Oh,
him.
then no, no use for that one.
I don't think you've got anything that does it right now. Doesn't mean you couldn't have access to something. Because now we get to the point where we can spend legend points and some downtime activity before going on to your next quest, which is going to be find out where these cadaver men are coming from, right? Cool.
Right.
Welcome back. We've just had our little break. So we are picking up with... we finished the aftermath of that little adventure, and we're now on to some downtime, some spending of legend points, so on and so forth. And I've just... I haven't closed the document, that's all right. Just made it disappear. So yes. Are people kind of do people kind of know what they want to do with their legend points?
Spend them on skills.
So you
I
can
think
obviously spend them on talents and skills.
Talents and skills.
Yeah.
It's 200 legend points to go up from rank 1 to rank 2, isn't it?
The skills,
Yes.
is that right?
Yes.
That's just
So-
talent,
So to
isn't
buy
it?
a discipline talent at rank 1 costs 100. 200 to go from 1 to 2. So it costs the same number in tabs as the rank you're moving it up to, essentially, for each level.
Or legend
And you have-
points, Well,
Legend points, sorry, rather, yeah.
But you can buy skills as well if you're willing to train. Pay to pray.
If you're willing to train, you can, so you can absolutely get skills, but that takes a lot longer and costs money rather than legend points.
I'm happy to spend legend points.
Okay.
Right. Did you say we could spend legend points on skills, not just money, or is it only money on skills?
So skills, is. Bear with me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
I thought skills was
improve-
money as well. How thingy said.
So no, it's just money.
So it's only talents we can spend.
Legend points on.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
fine. I think I know where I
Also
want to
spend
spend
mine.
mine.
you can also on weaving threads, if you had any thread items, or if indeed you wanted to name an adventuring group, you could then weave threads to your group pattern to enhance abilities.
Ooh.
If that's something that you wanted to explore.
Are we
Haven't
there
yet
yet?
affiliated ourselves with any group, have we? We were still leaving things
You
open,
haven't,
weren't
no.
we?
You are.
Mm.
You're not even affiliated with the unaffiliated.
I do not want to be affiliated. I like to go my own way. I once heard a bard sing a song. He told me I could.
Troubadour.
Troubadour told me I could go my own way, so... There were in fact lady troubadours as well.
With shawls
They just
and very
broke
dark
up,
dresses.
yeah.
And to
They were quite
if you wanted to
fleet.
improve your circle, you would need to have your 5 first
Class
first
skills,
circle
class talents.
at rank 2, and had enough legend points to buy it rank 1. Well, you wouldn't have to buy it straight away, but that you would have to pay for training for that as well. So there's no money cost attached to buying talents. There is money cost attached to being trained to the next circle. One of the side effects of not being affiliated with any adventuring group is you don't get any discount on the training cost.
Right.
I have...
What is the...
No, after you.
I was just going to ask, what is the cost approximately? You go up a whole circle.
Bear with.
Whilst you're checking out, just to let you know, I have spent 200 legend points on increasing Steel Thought to rank 2. So I've got 2 talents that are still only rank 1. Just for pacing of advancements. And then I want to spend some money on Avoid Blow.
So it depends. It depends on the circle of the person training you. All the trainers available in Haven are 4th circle, so it'd be 500 Tavs.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I have spent.
And that obviously meaning that once you increase your circles, you can train people of a lower circle in your discipline, and also charge the same
Cool.
amount of money.
Cool.
That's good.
I'll
Like
do
an
that.
economical
200
qualification.
legend points to go from rank 1 to rank 2, yeah? In a talent.
200, yeah.
Yeah. So I will put that up.
Talent, 200, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And rank 2
Oh.
to 3 is 300.
Okay. So, I'm at a position now where all of my circle talents are rank 2 or above. Can I go per circle with the trainers?
You can indeed. We can certainly have a little negotiation about that. Yes. So you are a elementalist.
No, emphasis on the mental.
So the trainer would be Air Beldroth, I believe. Nope,
Okay.
not Air. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Elora Sundamar, who you are friends with. Nope, she's an illusionist.
Okay.
So it must be the Grumpy Windling, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a windling. I recall vaguely. Yeah, I think it is a
Dayon.
another name, but yeah.
Dayon was
Yeah.
a grumpy windling.
Why have I not got that?
He was in with Garisha. Was it at
he's
the vault?
one of the gardeners. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, die on what's his face. Yeah,
Mana.
absolutely. So let me just check your character sheet. So you've got everything at rank 2. And that's spending all the points.
Bless you.
Once he meets the minimum talent rank requirements, the character must complete training to advance to a new circle. The character must seek out a higher circle member of the same discipline, negotiate payment, and learn the abilities of the next circle. Once he has found a teacher, the character must train for 40 hours within a 3-week period. If the character does not complete their training within that time, he loses the training benefits and must start all over again. In addition to the time lost, you may need to pay for additional. So it's got the average cost here, and I'm just going to go with the average cost. So it would cost you 500 Tavs.
Fine, I've got
You're
that.
not going to be able to go up a circle immediately because it's going to need to be done over the next 3 weeks. I'm guessing you don't want 3 weeks downtime before you want to go and find out what's happening
No.
with these cadaver men.
No. So we're gonna do the 4th quest before we level up. What are you saying, Damien?
Yeah, so essentially you can pay for absolutely pay for the training, begin the training, but you won't complete the training. Probably in what's left in this campaign.
Okay.
Because obviously I've spoken to you all about it. I haven't really spoken to our viewers about it, but we're now going off book. So we've done the first 3 of the Legends of Barsaive campaign. They've been okay. I've enjoyed them. I have found them a little bit restricting in some ways, as modules often are. I tend to like to do my own thing around modules, and we've got to a point where actually the party are more interested in discovering what's happening with this situation than they are with moving on to the next module, which also is a bit similar to a previous module, in my opinion. So, it starts with something being stolen from the adventuring companies.
God. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well,
yes.
not directly from them, but sort of from them. Yeah.
I mean, lock your doors, folks.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna explore what's happening with these cadaver men that are cropping up in the smalls. So my campaign notes now consist of about 140 words that I've cobbled together, and I've got a big picture idea of what's going on. So actually, going to end up in more comfortable ground for me, which is I have a big picture idea, and the details will just happen when they happen. I don't need to get bogged down in them. So that's where we're going to be, and then we'll probably have 2 more sessions of this, maybe 3, but probably 2 more sessions to finish this story arc, and then we will move on to other things which are in the pipeline. Very exciting.
If we were to join a company, like for instance the Gardeners, would that shorten the time needed for training to go up
It
a
wouldn't
circle?
shorten the time. It would decrease the cost. So you need to join a company with a trainer of your discipline, and yours would be the lovely Dosia Renewer. Oh, yeah, because you're a thief, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm a beastmaster.
Beastmaster.
You're not a thief. You're a beastmaster. So that would be.
No one needs to go near
Gurisha,
Dosia.
Yeah. None of you are a thief. I just always,
No, she's
Maybe
going to be my wife.
maybe that's a bit of subconscious prejudice that I've got. That I see a windling and I think thief.
Yeah.
I
think
mean-
so, yeah.
Because my first beloved character when I played Earthdawn was a windling thief named Fidget.
Oh, that's what it is then, isn't it? Yeah.
Presumably, if we want to spend Tavs on training a skill, that's probably also going to take too long and take us out of the.
Yeah. So learning skills.
We are able to reset karma and get ourselves.
Yeah, you can do all of that.
Cool.
So you can improve a skill rank. Improving a skill rank requires a character to complete a number of weeks of dedicated training equal to the new rank, during which time he must be rested and in good health. So yeah, from rank 3 to 4 would take 4 weeks of training. Oh, it says actually it does cost legend points. Apologies.
Skills as well as talents.
Yeah, skills also cost legend points. And money. So it is much harder to improve skills.
Okay.
So, so taking a skill from rank 1 to rank 2 would take 2 weeks of training time, cost 300 legend points, and
Cost 300.
300. Yeah.
To get to rank 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not economically encouraged, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, because it's essentially skills are there to buy stuff that's outside of your discipline.
Gotcha.
So improving your talents and your discipline is easier because there's a magical kind of infusion to it, and it's knowledge you've essentially already got that you just need to be reminded of as you advance circles.
Yeah. You're honing your craft, aren't you, with your...
Yeah,
Okay.
so
All the
with
time.
a skill, it's hard work and dedication, and can be quite powerful if you have a lot of skills that are outside of your discipline circle, your discipline talents.
I hope so, because it's going to cost you quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I've got a quick question then. So if we can't, like, practically do any training in terms of buying things, what's the deal with the kind of availability and what's rare or unusual, whatever in the book?
So pretty much everything is available in Haven. Anything that is in the player's guide is available in Haven. Everything costs 10% more than the book price.
Okay. So the Aspagra cloak, can that be worn as well as ring mail, or is it an either or?
I believe it can be worn as well. Let me just have a quick check. It's under armor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spagra scale cloak. No, it is instead of. It's just a similar protection to leather armor. It's just more fashionable than wearing armor to a social event.
Okay, so it's instead of...
Bless you.
You know, when you get invited to the post-election party once Torgax won, and you're not sure how you're going to be received, that's when you might want to put on an Aspagra cloak.
Oh, this is why Sol's doing a hyperbolic Dragon Ball Z hyperbolic chamber or leveling, going up a circle, because
I've got plans for Torgak. It's cool.
I plan to start a civil war. Oh.
yeah, go kamikaze if I have to. Is the item stuff? Is it in the player's guide?
Yeah.
What's
round
there.
about-
Goods and surfaces, 401. That one.
Good, yeah.
401,
Goods and
is it?
surfaces, yeah. And then the tables are right at the back.
Okay.
So the tables start on page 433.
They do.
Okay, thank you. 400. Okay.
Then I'm just going to buy a flail instead of my dwarf sword, because Not a lot going on.
Yeah.
Not really.
I wonder if we need some kind of blood charm.
You can have a blood charm if you wish.
Potion.
Because I can afford one.
Yeah. Ooh, it's not a boost potion because they aren't the really cool ones. It's the
Healing potions are the ones that give you a... Yeah,
they cost 300 normally.
yeah, so 330.
What about those of us who've got like a skill in bartering? Haggling, rather.
Yeah, I believe you make a haggle test. You've got it as a skill or a talent.
I've got it as a
Doesn't
skill
matter.
at rank 2.
It's haggle rather than barter, isn't it?
Haggle, yeah.
Yeah. This bloke won't haggle. Oh, I've done it again. The adept drives a hard bargain when buying or selling goods by making a haggle test against the customer's or merchant's social defense. If successful, the price rises or falls by 5% of the goods cost in favor of the adept. So yeah, you can absolutely make a haggle test.
I want to make a haggle test in relation to buying 2 healing potions. I appreciate they might be a bit rare. And my main suggestion is, but I'm buying 2 of them, and you don't sell many of these because they're so expensive. So if you give me a discount, that lets me buy 2 of them. You make more money. This is good business. Better to sell more. Otherwise I buy only 1.
Yep, okay. Go ahead, make that haggle test. The merchant's social defense is 6.
And I'll give you 300, so add 1 for me as well.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to buy 3 if I'm successful. Otherwise, just 1. Yeah, sure, I'll try. What, So, yep.
Nice, you are successsul, so you get 5% off.
The already
Off.
after the
So
10%.
990, so 10% would be 99, so yeah, call it 50. So 940 for 3, yeah.
I'll give you 330 then. Come on.
No, 940.
Yeah, you've done the haggling. You've hammered some of my armor and stuff as well.
313.3 recurring.
Yeah, so I'll pay the 330. That
Why
works for me.
don't you just pay me 340?
340 is fine then.
314.
Oh, 314. Right.
Ashilian sets himself up in business, selling healing potions to Thorndor.
In fact, yeah. Actually, in fact, can I instead buy 4?
You can, yeah.
So I'll spend 940 if you just spend 314.
Can
No, hang on. I've now completely lost it. Sorry. Right.
Let me just give
So
you
4 of
330.
them will cost.
So no, that would be 1253.7, right? If you said it was 13 points.
Hang on.
If we just say it's 1254. Me trying to
So 1,320 would be the book price.
Yeah.
So 132, half of that is 66.
No. You've got to add the 10% and then knock off
That's
the
with the
5.
10% on.
Yeah.
That's with the 10% off. So 10%.
So what's it with?
Yeah, I'm
what's
trying
it
to
with
work
the
out
10% before you? Yeah.
With the
Otherwise
10%, it's 1,332. So 5% of that is 66.
Okay.
This is the kind of
And we're buying
action
4.
you don't get on other
So you need to
YouTube channels.
1,254
Okay.
in total,
Right. Divide
which
that
works
by 4.
out to 313.5 each.
So if you just paid 314 to me,
Yep.
and then I can, thank you. Then I can do 626 plus 930.
Are we gaining more?
940 it still costs me. Yeah, that's cool. So
You've got 450 tabs altogether from this adventure.
That's what I had in 50, so yeah.
yeah, that's
Try
what I'm
that.
doing. Healing.
So everybody done with spending legend points, yeah?
Well, yeah. I've got. Are we buying stuff from the shop still?
Yeah, you can absolutely equip yourselves.
Can I buy a last chance salve? I can afford it.
Yeah.
10% extra, you say, because of it being...
Yes.
I have no haggling skills whatsoever, or bartering. The only thing I have is my natural beauty.
Is he particularly beautiful, this Mindy
15%
Lal,
extra
Damien?
for you. Yeah.
Many years ago, which was not very many years ago, I played a fantastic character called Fingers Del Rio, who would have worked this like a hot halfling. But I have none of those skills for this character. I'm just going to pay
I'm
the
willing to let
660.
Shulian haggle for you if you want a Shulian to haggle for you.
Shulian, can you help me buy this?
Look at him. He is very,
I'm
very.
so pretty.
Look at those wings. Does that
Look
not
at my
make you want
wings.
to make sure nothing horrible would happen to him? Separate role. I take it.
Yeah, please.
Different
Yeah.
merchant.
Yeah.
Difficulty. Affected
6
by
still.
6. There we go. Trying to be charming.
Yep, you got a success. So instead of 660, that costs you 33 less than that. 627?
Calculator.
Yeah.
60 minus 33 equals 627. Hooray!
No.
The merchant's like, well, I suppose you only need a small dose for him, right? Or her.
He's a him. Is that not obvious? Mindy Lull, I have not been wrong all this time, have I? It's very difficult for me. You don't have rocky skin. I cannot be sure.
Got a massive wang though, so yeah, definitely a him.
And Obsidian Men have actually, they're called Obsidian Men, but they basically have no gender.
Yes,
Or they have
precisely.
one gender.
Don't actually understand this whole sexual dimorphism nonsense.
This whole messy reproduction thing.
Do you not just simply come out of life wrong?
Just
I
dream
have been
yourself
trying
into
to
existence.
roleplay him not understanding that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Being like, what's his feet? What's his back?
I have added the last chance salve to my equipment all by myself, like a real role player.
And a piece of
Well
the
done.
Earth.
Proud of you, Ian.
Did you want a blood charm at all? Or did
Can't
you
afford one now.
choose not to? Right, okay.
Horror fan charms offer. It's a horror. Ooh.
The dangers of
You
letting
may
player
be
characters
wise to keep
shop.
a little bit of money in reserve.
I've got a bit, 100 and something.
I've got 50.
Yeah, not a load. Yeah, like you know, some cash
Enough
on
to
hand.
bribe people. That's what you're talking about. Enough to bribe officials.
Or,
enough.
buy something that might be necessary.
We may need to buy grease if there are officials so we can grease their palms. Would oil be as effective, Mindilo?
I've always found a bit of spit.
Rendered human fat works well.
Oh. Yes.
It's also going to cost you money to get Chandra to speak with the dead Grizz, if that's what you want to happen.
Ooh. After he has told us what we want to know, can we insult him a little bit more? He was not a nice orc.
As long as we don't have to pay extra for that.
I wonder if he is aware. Perhaps we could introduce him to flying.
I almost went into another Monty Python sketch then with the argument sketch where he then walks into the room with insults. Come to have an argument. No, you haven't. Okay. Are we good to progress?
I think so.
Can I get be a pain in the neck and have a I want to buy everything, but how much does it cost? Is that in the table?
Everything.
Everything.
Like
Quite a lot.
everything.
You might get a 10% discount if you buy everything.
Buy everything, I don't think. Oh, all I was thinking of getting was a blood charm for Horrorfend blood charm, because against horrors.
Yeah.
Then
Because you know the kind of GM that Damien is.
yes,
sorry.
and it's not mattering at all, but yeah. Then because it's one of my knowledge laws anyway, or whatever they are, I've got.
Have you read what it does?
Did have a quick read, I think.
So it costs you 3 points of blood magic, which is basically permanent damage until the charm has been used.
Yeah.
Before it's reattached, recharged, and then for one strain per round, you can add +3 to your physical and mystic defense against horrors and horror constructs. Now, cadaver men are technically horror constructs.
Yeah.
Or usually they are. You haven't discovered what's causing these cadaver men, but they are usually horror constructs.
So there's that thing that I wanted. How much would that cost, by the way, Damien?
550.
God. And then I wanted a light quartz infused, because I'm just a human, so I don't necessarily have dark vision. Wanted a light quartz infused, not a quarterstaff, but something like a small, very small quarterstaff. That's a full length one. That makes sense. Wasn't clear on the rules between using it in melee range and then unequipping it to cast spells.
So you don't need to use any kind of focus to cast spells in Earthdawn. You don't need to use a staff or a wand or any magic components. It's done through gestures and strength of will. But you could absolutely, yeah. So for the cost of a light quartz, you could have it on a staff instead of in a lantern if you want.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'd like to have a quarterstaff to melee combat. And then be able to free my hands up to cast spells and do all the weaving. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Which would a staff with a light quartz in the?
So it'll just cost you what the light quartz does, which is a small light quartz. 75 plus 10% is 82.5. So call it 83.
Okay.
For the staff as well.
583.
No, 550 plus 83, so 633.
Was 550? Okay, hang on.
Everything's 10% more expensive.
Would you like me to try to haggle for you?
That would be greatly appreciated. So, bows to.
This is Sol. He is a very brave person who is going to go and try to stop nasty things from happening. You may have heard of what some of the things he has done. Surely you would like him to protect your business for no extra charge by doing what he is doing for the good of Haven. Isn't that worth a little slice off the price?
Give me the roll.
Difficulty 6 again,
Yeah.
yeah? Oh!
No.
Never heard of him.
Oh. So he's the one who... Oh no, I can't talk about that yet. You will have heard of him, and then you will regret of having charged him full price, but by then it will be too late.
Well, once I've heard of him, I might be able to give him a discount.
I do a charisma
A
roll myself.
retroactive one.
No, it needs to be a haggle roll and only one per transaction.
Ooh. Okay,
Sorry,
cool.
dude.
It's okay, you tried. Okay, so let me check my monies. I'm sorry, guys, I'm holding everybody up.
No, don't be sorry.
Entry. So I'm...
All part of playing the game.
50 plus what did you say, sorry? What would be the total?
633 be the total.
Oh my god, I've got 636 Tavs.
I give you the money you lack. Oh no, you haven't.
No, that's fine. I have 3 left over, is the point I'm making here.
That's fine.
It is Tavs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100. Okay, well, I've adjusted that down. And add those items to inventory. How do you add them in again?
Should be able to just drag them from the items in the journal. Sorry, in the compendium pack, you go to item, goods, come up with a
There are
little side
items
box.
listed. Where are they, Damien? I don't.
So
Under inventory, is it?
under compendium packs, so at the top right, just next to the game settings cog is compendium packs.
Settings cog company pack. Oh, I found it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
cool,
click
thank
on
you.
item, and then goods, and that'll open up the box.
Thank you.
Should just be able to drag it from there.
Just drag in a light quartz weapon. Instead of
Yeah.
how do I specify that it's a quarterstaff and that I've got it equipped? I need to add it to my equipment as well.
So what I would do is just drag in quarterstaff and then drag in light quartz small, and just use the quarterstaff as a normal
yeah.
quarterstaff.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
All the better
What's
for
the other-
things to see you in the dark with.
No. Oh no. What's this blood charm called? Horrifend.
Horrifend, yeah.
Oh.
And then on your character sheet, on the first page, there's a section for blood magic underneath your health ratings.
Yeah.
So put 3 in the damage in there.
Cool. With them. Right, I'm done being annoying for now.
Not being annoying, dude.
Not being annoying at all.
Can't enter the number 3.
Oh, bear with me.
Under damage, you want me to put 3?
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Magic.
Let me try equipping the Hierophant charm.
Alright.
No, that hasn't done it. No, weird.
Okay. Look at it. I don't know why it's not done it. The other thing I was going to ask really quickly is the quarterstaffs. You have defensive.
Oh, hang on, because it hasn't got. I've got to change the blood magic damage in there. That might do it now. Yeah, that's done it now.
Yeah.
Because it had
Okay, then.
blood magic damage 0 set in the information box for the charm.
The charm.
done it
Okay,
now.
fine. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. And we have time to kind of get an introduction to the next part of the adventure.
Hurrah!
Or at least an interrogation of a head. So
Oh, could we have had the head pickled, because so it does not smell so much? In case I want to keep it.
you can certainly have it pickled afterwards. It's probably easier to do the summoning with a fresh head.
Oh,
I mean, I could get some lemons. We could have a citrus smelling head, perhaps.
I'm not
So you
sure I
approach-
really want it. Sorry. Come on, go on.
You approach the blind Chandra Adair, who is a member of the Loster's Lawbringers, I believe.
May I give you head? Pass out to her. You speak to head. Explain. What is
You
this
wish
stuff?
me? You wish me to speak to this head?
Yes.
Hello,
please.
head.
I would like it to answer
It's
you.
not saying anything.
Hold on,
I find
help
this
me-
hilarious.
Help me explain that this is what you think's called
We
bed.
have encountered cadaver men who do not appear to be under the control of the Twiceborn. They are up to nefarious ends, and we think someone may be creating them. And this man was in league with them. We saw him speak to them. We saw him negotiate his entrance.
And you wish to speak with this person's spirit?
Yes, we wish to find out who is creating these cadaver men and perverting a natural passage, and we wish to end them in time.
I can certainly attempt to facilitate a conversation. I mean, you must know, Thorndor, that it's not a easy endeavour.
It's beyond my skill.
This will be a named spirit. I'm assuming this was a name giver. Yes.
Yes, we know the name.
You know the name. You have. It's easier if you have something that belonged to the name giver. I think the head counts.
I believe he owned it, yes.
Does make it easier. Summoning named spirits is a difficult and dangerous endeavour. I will need fair recompense for that. What would you offer me?
Would you
Can I use discipline knowledge to have any kind of idea of what this would be? Like a ballpark figure.
We could give her the head.
Can't we?
So ballpark figure is 500 Tavs. Because you have a good relationship with them. It would probably be more if you didn't have a good relationship with the Lawbringers.
We've spent a lot of our Tavs. I've got 51.
Because worst case scenario is she dies.
Okay.
Oh, that's quite a worst case.
That's not actually worst case scenario.
Actually, worst case scenario is she
we
gets
die.
horror mark and then dies.
Okay. I was going to say worst case scenario is we die. That's always going to be worst case scenario.
Financial situation, like
51. I could sharpen a knife for her as well if she likes. Her knife's not sharp enough.
I've got 228 left.
So that's
I've got 100 and something.
279, 379.
100.
you've got 3.
Well,
144.
How about we dispense with the monetary remuneration, and you owe me a service.
Ooh.
She looks squarely at Thorndor while she says this.
Doesn't look at any of you, but
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, this sounds very fair, since, as long as it is not this scratching of backs things I have heard about, I don't think you would enjoy that.
you will owe me a favour.
What could possibly
A
go
large
wrong?
favour. I am doing you a large favour. You will owe me a large favour in return.
That sounds very fair.
Okay. And you wish to remain in the room?
Would it make it more difficult since I am the reason his head is no longer connected to the rest of him?
No, because it will commune with me, and you can ask questions through me. You can ask me the questions to ask him. Just if things go wrong, things could go wrong.
I would like to risk that with you since you are doing us the favour, so I will remain.
If you are remaining, I will have your back.
I'm happy for you all to remain. You just take the risk should something go awry. We are in astral space. Here is open. It's not tainted anymore, thankfully, but it's not safe either.
Oh.
Right. So now. Oh, and I had that open a minute ago as well. Where's it gone? So this is an ally spirit of strength 4. I know it's technically not an ally, but that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Who has a mystic defense of 12. Chandra Adair. Oh, bear with me a minute.
Of course.
Because her... her character sheet is not complete.
Okay.
Because her talent is too vast to be contained by mere numbers.
Okay, so she's got rank rank 3 in summon ally spirits. So she needs to make a mystic summon ally spirits test against the target's mystic defense, but there are bonuses and modifiers to that. Bear with me a second. So summoning. Make a summoning test. Only wants, doesn't want any extra powers or any extra services.
The danger is where she accidentally rolls too many exploding dice and it ends up like bringing him back to life.
There will be a conflict of wills involved.
Sure, you'll be able to cure that if it happens.
Yes, we're good at curing that, seemingly. Except with wolves. Not very good at curing wolves from their life.
Because they're small, you can't reach them. Human size, more you're giant.
It's just at elbow level, isn't it?
Mm.
Right, yes, okay. So it all balances out because you have because you have the name and the head of said name giver, that balances out against the difficulty of summoning a particular name giver named spirit. So first of all, she has to summon the spirit, and then she has to persuade it to answer the questions, which will be a contest of wills, which will be opposed willpower rolls. So yeah, let's see how this goes. She spends some time arranging bones in a circle, chalking arcane sigils around and between and amongst the bones, essentially creating a summoning circle to summon the spirit into, places the head in the center of the circle, lights a few stinking black tallow candles, begins to intone and chant, performing a kind of dance around the circle, various fluid movements and gestures. Thorndor is a Nethermancer. You know this is you've seen this done before for summoning ally spirits. Each Nethermancer has their own kind of take on it, so it's almost like a magical version of an oral storytelling tradition. So it changes slightly between practitioners. 10 minutes go by as she performs this ritual, and then she makes the test. Difficulty is 12. Hell yes, she's going to use Karma. I'm terribly sorry, I cannot, on this day, summon this spirit. I will need to rest and try again tomorrow. Essentially, I'm going to give her 3 chances to summon it. If she can't do it by the 3rd chance, she won't be able to do it.
Oh well.
So we'll do our roll the ball now. Yeah, we'll do it over the course of your shopping, etc.
Yeah. Cool beans.
Oh,
Ooh, hello.
day 2.
Wow.
She is on fire.
Quite
I mean,
possibly,
that's
literally.
Extra successes. What do they do? So it remains in astral space near the summoner for the duration of the summoning, which is 1 hour per success on the summoning test. I have him for 4 hours. It's probably longer than we need, but just in case. And she then gets into a conversation with the spirit of Grizz Goldeye. These adepts here wish to ask you questions about your doings in life. Grizz is arguing back. Not going to answer any questions, especially not this lot, so on and so forth. So I will make willpower tests. Does she have will force? She does not. So
compel him.
Sorry, I just need to check if she can use Karma on that.
She could also threaten that Shulian will talk to him for 4 hours if he doesn't.
Disciplines. Nethermancer. Where have we gone? Gone. Oh, okay. I hadn't read that bit. But yes, she can also actually absolutely use Karma on this, because it's an undead target. So she gets a 9. So his target number is 9. Yeah, she absolutely bends the spirit of Grizz Goldeye to her will. And he will answer questions for you for the next 4 hours.
No African.
How did you die?
Yeah.
What kill you? Kill me.
Yeah. What is your name? Why? Yeah. That's a good one to start with. What is your name? Well, what was your nickname? What did the other?
Some of them call me Piss Eyes.
How funny. They are kind of piss-coloured.
Did want confirmation, but
How did you know the cadaver man?
I met him while I was out patrolling the Smalls.
Who was making them?
They were.
Cadaver men were making other cadaver men.
Yeah.
Were you
Two of them that were with me. The other two. That weren't the one-armed one.
Were you working?
They said they could make them.
Were you working for Torgak in what you were doing?
No.
Were you working for, what was the other lady's name who I instantly forgot? Mirthful Dru.
Drucilla.
No. No,
Were you
Torgak and that knew nothing about it.
Who
I
were
saw-
you working with?
I was working with them cadaver men. They said
Okay.
they said they'd found a way to turn people into cadaver men. And they wanted to make more. And they'd pay me.
Where did they give you, where's the money they gave you?
In my room.
So Torgak has that now. Evidence, this is good.
Were they the only two cadaver men?
I only saw them two. I only dealt with them two. That dwarf was hanging about after I took him to them. Well, I never saw any others. They said they made others. I took other people to them.
What is it like being dead?
Kind of nice.
Oh, you're welcome.
I mean, it's like, that's a difficult question to answer, because it's more than just not being alive.
Did you see the cadaver men anywhere other than that house you went to?
No,
Did they ever mention their queen?
not that I remember.
Did you see how they were converting living beings into cadaver men?
No. Didn't
Okay.
want to know.
Can you tell us anything useful about them?
is there somebody you think might have more
They-
information about them?
They didn't want to be found where they were by anybody. So if I was to guess, they weren't doing this officially for Twiceborn. But that's a guess.
Where would we
I
find
don't remember them
Twiceborn?
mentioning her, but that's a bit weird that I don't remember them mentioning her, because all the other cadaver men go on about how great Twiceborn is all the bloody time. But I just did the transactions.
Sol, you asked another question, I think.
My question was, is there anybody in the locale who would be able to assist us, who would possess more knowledge or information about, I don't know,
Yeah, Twiceborn.
and where he based?
Do we go
Uh,
and see her, I wonder?
Perhaps.
You'd have to. We might be able to find out some stuff in town. Vardagal would be a good place to start.
What secrets can you tell us about Torgak?
His farts really stink.
What useful secrets can you tell us about Torgag? The kind of things he does not want everyone to know.
He's dying.
How?
Of what?
Yeah.
That consuming illness eats away from the inside.
How long has he got? Have they said?
Nobody knows. Nobody can stop it. Don't know if it's natural or not.
What about his son?
Nephew.
Nephew, what embarrassing or useful secrets can you tell us about him?
I mean, he's always got the pox from ladies of negotiable affection.
Careful, we'll get sued by Terry Pratchett, won't we? Terry Pratchett's estate.
He's always seeing the seamstresses.
Is he always so tired he has a stitch? Ha ha. Any other?
He's Rugash. I mean, well, there's no like the usual kind of stuff. They've done away with some enemies in the past. They're bullies. The taxes are too high. They're trying to fleece Haven for as much as they can while the going's good. But they're basically good people.
I can remember now why you had to die. I think that's good people.
Well, they're not,
About the woman.
selling homeless people to cadaver men.
This is true, yes.
What about Drucilla, the woman? Is there anything on her?
Mirthful Dru? Oh, probably. I wouldn't know it.
She on the up and up?
No.
Where
She's a thief.
Where are all the bodies buried?
I wouldn't know. Above my pay grade. I wouldn't mess with Dru, though.
Oh, Soul, you did you hear that?
Yes.
If I'd have known they were onto me, I'd have scarpered. You probably did me a favour.
Would you have gone to Twiceborn if you could?
No, I would have just left Haven.
What do you know
I'd have
of
known.
her? What else do you know of her apart from that she is a cadaver person?
As much as anybody does, she's 1,000 years old, is the rumour.
Oh,
Like, she was a cadaver woman, cadaver Tiskrang. She's a Tiskrang. She's been around since before Harlane went wherever it went. Rules in the Eastern Catacombs. Wants to build a society of cadaver people. Says she wants peace. Hasn't proved otherwise so far.
friends, do any of you have anything else to ask her? Him. We're asking her, though, technically, aren't we?
Yeah.
He's asking him now.
I'm good.
I
Yeah.
can't think of anything else.
Would you like to know? Is he not? He's not in his skull, though, is he? He's like a
No.
disembodied. Damn.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw the head to the old. Do you regret what you did?
Regrets are for the living. I am what I am now. It is what it is. It happened.
I have nothing else I wish to ask you of.
And with that, Chandra lets the spirit go. Sits back, exhausted. I hope you got everything that you wished to get. I must rest now. And she leaves you. Goes off to her quarters.
I guess
And
we'll
with
know
that-
what we're doing next session,
We will bring the session to a close.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you very much for some splendid role playing this evening from my fantastic players, Luke, Kieran, Phil, and Ian, providing immersion and excitement and intrigue all the way. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you, everybody who's watching this. Please continue to watch. Thank you to FASA for the Earthdawn 4th edition system available from FASAGames.com. And we're using the Foundry VTT port of that, which is also available. You can buy the code for that also from FASAGames.com and get full access. And you can buy digital versions of all the books, PDFs, physical copies, VTT copies, everything all there through their shop. And yeah, I haven't used any maps tonight because it's been quite a nice roleplay heavy session. Yeah, once again, thank you to the players. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Damien.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much, Damien. It's been going really well. I'm really appreciating everything you're doing with this campaign. Obviously, you mentioned earlier there'll be more things to come, and if you've been watching this, there's the usual reminder about the like and subscribe, and I know it takes it's a lot of effort, so please just go that little bit further. Press those buttons. Makes a huge difference to us. And thanks for watching. We're welcome to questions or comments, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.